Okay, guys. I wanted to speak a little bit about SD3 in general, both the images that are coming out and the license itself. As far as the images go, like I saw a tweet from Imad the other day where he was talking about how he knows a lot of the community doesn't care about like deep fakes and misinformation and stuff like that, but it does keep him awake. And I completely understand. As far as I'm concerned, if you're someone out there that are making deep fakes, if you're someone that's out there that's spreading misinformation, or if you're doing anything shitty like that, I really don't give a fuck about you. I seriously hope you end up in prison, and I hope that, or you get fined to the point to where you're poor for the rest of your life. I hope whatever person, artist, whatever comes after you ends up taking most of your paycheck until you've suffered. For the rest of your life, I don't care. As far as I'm concerned, people that do shit like that, you are like the scum of the earth. The only like to me, you're lower than all those anti AI people out there. To me, you're dumber than them. That's my opinion on it. Uh, so I can understand how they're making the models to the way they are because they want to kind of try and cut back on that. My thing is, I don't see how them making models the way they are, coming out the way they are, as being something that's actually going to help that. Because we can, people can always fine tune them. They can always make whatever they're going to make. So they're going to do something crappy if they're going to do it. It's like you come out with a car. It's my responsibility not to go out and drink and then drive that car. Not Ford, not Chevy, not whoever. It's my responsibility to do that. It's not. I don't believe it's Stability AI or Stability's responsibility to make something that you can't do that. I think it's your responsibility to just have the common sense and decency not to do something like that. It's just I do understand though that they are worried about it and they do want to try and stop it as much as they can. And hey, you know what? I hope they do. But the images that are coming out of it, they are like some of them are really bad. That like I've made some really good images with it, just playing around with it normally, and I've made some really bad images with it, not doing that. Uh, I mean, doing the same thing. My friend Apollonius made a workflow where you can use Olama, and in the prompt, it'll like there's my prompt. Where is it? Right here. Alien in a hot, sweaty jungle. And then because of Olama, where'd it go? Like, and then this right here is like the other prompt where you're telling like Olama what you want it to do. And he wrote down all this. He did a really good job. And then this is what Olama makes the prompt do. I don't think I don't think I changed it the way that he told me to. I think I was supposed to put like oh yeah, it does say in 50 words or less. Okay. So and you can get some pretty good images out of it. It still won't make a woman laying in the grass, but I never generate that anyways. So I don't really care about that. A woman, a man, whatever, laying in the grass, I don't really care. Uh it will make good images if you do this. I'll put the workflow on my Twitter and put it on there. You don't have to follow me because I never really post anything on there. I just go on there just to look around, and half the time I'm on there it just depresses me with all the stupidity I see. So I don't really go on Twitter very often. I never really post. I might put a picture up there too, but I don't really post. Um, Actually, I made a stupid post the other day because I was like, "What are you talking about? Like SD, like it does the woman in the grass." Because I took a prompt that was already made and was really well, and then I just put woman in the grass, and it made it like a woman in the grass. I was like, I don't understand. And that was the first time I tried it. And then when I tried it with like different prompts, I was like, oh, okay, yeah, it's making really bad images. So it does make bad images. It does. I understand they want to cut down on that. I just don't see how this is going to stop that. I think that it's like if you want to stop things like that, or if you want to try and cut down on that, it's like the community. I am a firm believer that if you are part of a community, it is your responsibility, or it is up to you, or like you should at very least call out the people that are making your community look bad. And to me, the deep fakers, the miss whatever, the like all those people are dog shit, and they make our community look like horrible. They look horrible. There might be some content creators out there that have big numbers, and they're like, oh, well, I don't want my numbers. I don't want to say that because my numbers are going to drop, my subscriptions or whatever. Whatever. But you are a horrible person that like ruins our community. So I don't see any reason why like people should call that out. Like you're dog shit. If you're doing that, you're dog shit. Uh, it runs really good with Olama. Like I did like some of these images. Oh shit, I'm moving the whole thing. Some of these images they came out pretty good. Like it's always like it's the first model, so it's always gonna have things like let me see where is it like this, like it didn't make the leg here, it made the leg on part of the arm, so it's always gonna have things like that. But for a first model, like it doesn't do bad. It is very weird with the prompting. It like for some reason, the prompting on this is very weird. It takes some like getting used to. It takes some workaround and everything. Uh, I've made some good images without Olama, but like most of the images I made came out looking really bad, really bad. Olama helps a lot. My friend Apollonius, his graphics card is only 6 gigs, and he can run it with the 10 gigabyte model, but it takes 3 minutes per image. So he doesn't run it with that. He runs it with one of the lower ones, and I believe it'll work for him, or he'll throw it into 1.5 because like he made a little switch here for me to where I could use SD3, or I could use the SDXL, or I could use the 1.5. And then I can enable Llama and use that, or I can take it off and just use my prompts regularly. This I really like this workflow. Like he gives me workflows all the time, and I keep going back to Automatic 11 or Invoke, which I would really like to talk about in a little bit. Invoke has come a long way since I first started using them. I have very much respect for that group. Uh, Between Comfy and Invoke and Comfy will most likely be my main workflow next. It was Automatic 1111, but Invoke has come so far that every time like the layers that they put on there, oh my god, it's great. It's a great program. If you're having problems and you're like, oh man, I don't want to learn Comfy, I don't want to learn all this. I understand. I have a job. I have I have writing I'm trying to do. I have so much stuff. I don't have the time to learn Comfy the way I want to learn. I want to learn Comfy the way my friend learned it, and I just don't have the time to do that. So if I want something quick, I want something automatic. I would go to Automatic 1111. After playing around with Invoke for a while, I'm like, no, I think Invoke is going to be my new number one. And then if I have the time to do something, or if Apollonius is really nice and he sets up a workflow for me, like he's I swear to God that that guy's like one of my best friends. Because like anytime I'm having a problem, he stops and he helps me out. Anytime I'm having issues, that dude is like great to me. Uh, like if he helps me out and comes up with a workflow, I can do it in Comfy, but I just don't have the time. I'm I'm so tired. I'm from working, stressed out, and then I'm trying to write and I'm trying to do more things. So I don't have the time to learn something. I haven't even had the time to actually play around with SD for a while. I've played I do play around with it a little bit because I want to like put pictures to my stories, but not as much as I do because I try to concentrate on my stories, or I try to concentrate on my job. Uh, but Invoke, if you don't have the time to learn Comfy, go for Invoke. But let's try something. Let's try this. Watch. I like. Oh, I can't really see my keyboard right now. I really like cyberpunk cities, so I usually try and do something with cyberpunk cities. Wow, this is taking longer than I thought it was going to take. Oh, because I have it on four. That's right. I have it on four. I should have lowered that. I'll stop it and then bring it back when. Oh well, it's almost done. It's almost done. But it'll make good images when you're using Olama with it. It'll make good images when you're doing other things. It'll still make bad images. It's the first model of SD. It's gonna make bad images. I just don't see how it's gonna stop, what I'm concerned about and what I think, well, obviously Imad and the stability team are concerned about, but also a lot of the other community people. I think the SD community. I think all of us are kind of, we don't want that. We don't want to be, affiliated with that. With like, oh yeah, I make deep fakes of who's the ugly girl that, or the girl that runs around with the jet. I don't think she's very attractive. Why are you making deepfakes of her? Like who, like she's not even that pretty. I don't understand. Like people are just weird. I don't know. Pornhub is free. Go to Pornhub. Like why are you making, like, I don't know. This, like sometimes I take a look at the world and I'm like, "Oh my god. Like let the asteroid come and just like wipe off most of these people." But it like see, I mean, it'll make good images. All I did was put, a dog in a cyberpunk city. And look, like, yeah, like the paws off, but it's the first model. Like it's gonna do that. Um, I don't know. I don't know. I'm really, really, really happy. Oh, you know what I should do that I haven't tried yet? Because I always try robots with them just to see how good a robot it'll do. And I haven't tried a robot in yet. And let me bring this down because I don't want to sit there and take that long. But it's a good model. I think it's going to do great things. I like, I'm having a blast with Olama running with it. I like it. It's a lot of fun. If you have 6 gigs of VRAM and you can run SD and you can run Olama, like try it with 1.5. Try it with SDXL. It does good. I'm having a lot of fun with it. If you have more, like he runs it, like I believe he runs it with the lower models of SD3, and it'll do okay. But I think with like the 10 gig, it takes like too long. It took him forever. He said it took him forever to come up with this workflow for me. And I didn't even ask him to do this one specifically. He just kept making workflows until he came up with this one. And he's like, no, this one will work good. So I tried it and I was like, thanks, dude. God, like that guy is so nice to me. I can't, I like, he's really nice. I really am grateful for him, for having him as a friend. Oh, look, see, I mean, it's not perfect. Like I wouldn't put that in one of my stories, but it's a robot, and like the other ones didn't make very good robot. I would have to go to Mad Crypto Cow. I would have to go to him all the time and get his lures just to make a decent looking robot, and then if I wanted to like a better robot, I would sit there and put in the prompt to make well, better robots. Like put in like better of a prompt. But like Wildfire, oh my god, I love that model. I love that model so much. It's like one of my top 10. Wildfire and the Alley Mix. The Alley Mix is like my favorite 1.5 model, and then Wildfire is like my favorite Laura. But this does good. It will do good. Whether or not it like it'll do good, like I haven't tested it without Olama because I've been playing around with this for so much, but it will, give it time. The other main thing, like the main thing, is the license. Again, if you want to get a good understanding of the license, Invoke just did a video on the license and they covered it perfectly. Like, oh my god, I'm like really, really starting to fall in love with that team. That whole team is like really starting to blow me away. Uh, the license is just dog shit. Oh my God, that license is so bad. I don't know. I understand why they wanted to come up with a good license. I don't understand why they came up with that license. Uh, First of all, about the deleting your images, like I watched a video the other day and he's like, well, if you fall behind and you can't pay for your license, you got to delete them and everything. Like, do you really think like the stability team is going to send the CIA to your house to have your, files deleted so you can't do anything with them? Like, are you really that scared? Yes, it is in the license. You need to delete them, but you think stability is not going to be like, oh, okay, you know what? You're late on your payment. You're going to catch it up later. Go ahead and later pay it. If you have, cops coming into your house, the last thing you need to be worrying about is the SD3 file in your computer. Okay, they're usually going to be there for something different. Maybe you have nothing to worry about at all. If you don't have anything to worry about at all, I wouldn't worry about the models in your computer. I seriously doubt they're going to go through looking through that. But it's in the license. People should complain about it because it shouldn't be in the license. But let's not get dramatic here, okay? Let's not get dramatic. They're not going to be like, "Oh, you're late on your thing. You have to delete the model." And then whenever you end up paying your license again, then you can make a new model. They're not going to be like that. Come on, guys. Stability's not going to be like that. But you are correct. That shouldn't be in the goddamn license. This license is horrible. I understand it because I want stability to make a lot of money. I would be very happy if I woke up tomorrow and I found out that everybody from the CEO to the janitor ended up making $1 billion because stability did so good. So good, they were like, hey, you know what? Let's give the janitor $1 billion. We made so much money. I would be happy. I would be very happy because I love this company and I love the fact that they're giving me the ability to do this. But I hate that license. That license, it really needs to be like thought out more. First of all, I don't like having to pay like monthly or like for the like I don't even know what the enterprise thing is. I don't like having to pay like continuously for a model I've already made. That just sounds like what is it? The Photoshop thing, the stupid Adobe thing or whatever, where everybody was using it and drawing and everything, and then all of a sudden they were like, oh yeah, no more. You have to have like an online subscription thing. That is stupid to me. I never used that program because of that. I would always use GIMP, and then when Krita came out, I would use Krita because I was like, I am not paying for that. I am not paying a monthly subscription for that. I don't even think they had this subscription thing when Krita came out. I just wasn't going to pay for one back then because I didn't have money and all I was doing was doodling. And then now I got Affinity Designer, the whole suite, all three of the Affinity things. Affinity's come a long way. I'm very surprised with them because at first I got it and I was like, yeah, it's pretty good, but it's not as good as Krita. And then I kept messing with it more and more and more, and I was like, holy crap, this like the removal tool. Like they have a removal tool where I'll take things from SD, put it in Infinity, and then like use the removal tool and take out all the blemishes, and it does it good enough to where either the image is fine or I can throw it back in Automatic 11, Invoke, whatever, and run it again, and it'll take care of it to the point to where you can't even tell there was something there. So Affinity has come a long way for me. I still love Krita. I go to Krita whenever I'm wanting to actually paint or draw or stuff like that. But if I want to Photoshop and stuff like that, just because I really like the brushes in Krita. I just haven't gotten used to the brushes in Affinity Photo. That license though, oh my god, I need to stay on topic. My ADHD is taking over. That license, like who wants to pay a monthly subscription for that? You should give us at least an option. Like I can understand the option to buy it and is going to be more. I like the idea that there is a monthly thing. That way, like someone like me who is at the bottom that has never even like made $1 off of anything they've created. I like the idea that, hey, I can go monthly, and then when I've earned enough money or saved enough money or whatever, I can buy my model and use it whenever I want. There needs to be a way to where it's not a monthly subscription. That is just so bad. A monthly subscription is nice to have in the beginning, I wouldn't do that. Like if I was a company, I would be like, hey, you know what? I got $1 million I could put down. I got whatever I can put down. I can just buy my model. It's gonna make me money. Okay, fine for them. For someone like me starting out, I'm like, I don't have the money for that. Yeah, I'll pay the monthly subscription, and then when it gets to there, you can come out with like rates or whatever, and I would rather buy my model and I can use my model for whatever. I understand why they have the license thing like that where you gotta delete or get rid of, because if you're buying the license and you made, okay, let's say I made a comic book and this comic book is making millions of dollars a year. I don't think comic books are making that right now, but let's just say, hypothetically, let's just say I got a comic book. I'm making $1 million a year. And then I'm like, you know what? I'm not going to pay this license no more. I got the model. I'm just going to go off and do my own thing. Or like, it's like, well, you went off. Like, do you think Midjourney's going to do that? Do you think any other program that is going to do that? No, they're like, no, you lost the license. You can't use that to make money anymore. And that's what they want. They're like, hey, you know what? We still want to make our money. Okay, fine. Give us a flat rate. Give us a flat rate of where, hey, you know what? I've made my millions. I can afford my money. I can afford the money to buy my model outright. Let me have my model outright. Or, hey, you know what? I'm only making $1,000 a month, or I'm only making, say $100,000 a year. Give me an option to where I can buy my model at that rate and not have to I don't want you to own my thing. I don't want you to own my IP. I don't want you to own my model. I don't want you to own anything like that. I don't want a symbiotic relationship with my company, with another company. It's my company. I want to be able to run it my way. But I understand. A lot of like they need money. I mean, I understand that. I just don't think they're going around about the right way of doing it. Uh, I don't know. That whole thing was just when I read that, when Invoke broke it down for me, and I was like looking at it, I was like, that sounds very shifty, very shifty. I think it's something that's going to be called back. I think people are going to look at it, and they're going to look at it, and there's going to be so much backflow that they're like, yeah, we got to do something about this because this isn't right. It's not fair. It really isn't. The option to not be able to buy and own your model, it really isn't. I understand that they don't want people like renting the license, coming up with like money, and then being like, well, that's it. That's it. I paid you $20 a month. Now I can just take this model, do whatever I want with it, and what are you gonna do about it? But like, what are you gonna do, Stability? Are you gonna try and come into my house and check my computer, to make sure I deleted those models? At the very least, they could have been like, hey, not delete the model, but you have to upload it to like Civet AI so everybody can use it. The moment you stop paying for your license, you got to release it so everybody can use it. But there's even with that, there still needs to be a way for me to just outright buy my model. Like maybe like the leasing thing or the pay to own thing, to where like, hey, you know what? It's $20 a month. But if you want to get into something else to where you eventually own the model, $100 a month until you own the model, until whatever ends up coming up reasonable to where you own the model. They need to understand that starting out companies aren't going to have the money to pay that right away. But I'm more than willing to pay them like what is fair and something that they can make a profit off of. They need to make a profit. A company needs to make a profit to be able to give us stuff. But with the license thing, like Invoke even said it. Like think about Juggernaut. Think about like Mad Crypto Wow. Like I want them people, they make great things for us. I want them to be able to make money. I want them to be able to do things. With a license like that, they're like, what? That's not good. That's not good for them. Yeah, it's not good for me. I mean, Even if I wasn't running a company, let's just say I'm Joe Schmo that just wants to make pictures so I can put things up on my walls or just like make background pictures from my computer, send funny pictures to my friends, something like that. If those people aren't making really good models, like, and I don't have a computer to where I can generate a model or anything like that, uh, the community in all is gonna fail at that, because then like people like Juggernaut, people like Mad Crypto Wow, those people are gonna be like, well, why am I even here? I'm spending resources off my computer. I'm doing this. I'm doing that. Yeah, I want the community to grow, but I want to make a dollar too. Everybody wants to make a dollar. Everybody needs to make a dollar. Rent has to be paid. Food needs to be put on the table. People need to be able to play video games or do whatever it does they do to relax. All that costs money. Living costs money, and it's not a capitalist thing. It's a world thing. You're not going to go to some communist country and be like, oh, great, everything's free, and I could just live off the earth, and that's not going to happen. Anywhere you go, you have to work or you have to do something so you can make money. Well, maybe not somebody. You know who I'm talking to, but it's I don't know. This is like I don't know, but going dramatic at being like oh, I got to delete my models because I was late. I seriously doubt. I seriously doubt Stability is going to be like, yep. You got to delete that. You got to delete. You didn't make our payment. We're sending the cops. We're sending the cops to your house. We're going to make sure. But it shouldn't be in the license. None of that should have been in the license. I think that's really, I can't think of anything else. I really hope there's nothing else that I wanted to say. I did want to give props out to Invoke, not just for the video that they did breaking everything down, but I wanted to say very much respect, because I did read in one of my comments, they mentioned Invoke, like being Invoke and Comfy being like one of the top people. And I didn't want to be rude, but I was like, yeah, I played around with Invoke. They got a long way to go before they reached that threshold. And they beat it by years for me. They actually made that threshold in like a few months. And I was like, holy crap, this program jumped. I was like, wow, I was so impressed. I was impressed with it before the layers thing came up. And then they added the layers and I was totally blown away. I was like, wow, this is such a great program. It's easy to use. It's like, yeah, I really want to give that company like very big props. The fact that they came out and they made such a good video about like the license and everything. I like Invoke is becoming one of my favorite companies. I'm like, holy crap, this company is like I'm starting to watch, like, well, I've been watching all their videos, but like, oh my god, I'm like, wow, this is like really really great. Uh, Guys, all of you, if it like to all the model makers and everything, if you decide, hey, you know what, this license doesn't work for me, I can't make models anymore. I'd rather go to another program to where I can make models and I can do everything. I just want to say thank you very much. Thank you very much for the models you have made that we can play with. Thank you so much. And I completely understand. You got to do what's best for you. You got to be able to pay rent. You got to be able to put food on your table. You got to be able to do things. I completely understand. Thank you for everything you've done for us. To all of those people out there that are, coming out with misinformation, deep fakes, whatever. Yeah, you know what? All of y'all can go fuck yourselves. You and your parents, because your parents are shitty fucking people too, because they should have taught you better. They should have taught you better manners, better decency than pulling shit like that. This is my community too, and I think you're a piece of shit. Well, I just want to say, guys, look, I know I say this in every video, but I see it every time I leave my house. I see it every time I talk to people on my shitty job. It's getting bad out there. People are very mean to each other. If you can go out, be nice to somebody, be happy to somebody, make their day a little bit better. It helps go around. Making the world a better place, trying to bring somebody up out of when they're having a hard time. That's important. Sometimes a stranger saying a kind word, it means everything. I mean, it can mean everything. It can change somebody's whole day around. That person can go off and say something kind to somebody else. That person can go out and say something nice to somebody else. It really does make a difference. I don't want to. I don't want to be someone that comes out in this world and makes it a worse place. Yeah. So, guys, take care. I know I haven't made a video in a while, but all this came up, and I was kind of like interested in everything. This is a really good workflow. I'll put it up on my Twitter, and I'll put my like I don't know. I think it's like a handle or something. I'll put the link or I don't know. I'll figure out like what I'm supposed to put on there. I really don't know how I'm gonna do that, but I'll do something. I'm sorry, I'll do something. Um, and y'all can save it, throw it in your workflow. What I did for the workflow was all I did was come here to manager. Oh no, first thing I did was like when you throw it in, it'll have an option to remove something. You got to remove that because that was a this one might not. This one might not, but if it does, you got to hit that remove thing, and then you come here to manager, and then you just hit install missing nodes, install missing custom nodes, and it'll install everything. It did for me, and that's all I did. I don't really know how to run this stuff very well, just because I haven't had the time to really learn it. Uh, but it should work for you. If it doesn't, you can ask me, but I don't know if I'll be able to help you. Uh, I don't know. It's really nice. I really like how he put. I can go from SD3 to SDXL or at 1.5. I can turn on Loma on or off. Uh, like the settings here, it took them forever playing around with all these settings just to get the image right, to start coming out right. Oh, except for this. I changed the length. I changed the length on this. Or I changed the width. Yeah, I changed the height. I changed it to 1440. Uh, but like you can put it in there, you can play with it. If you can't run the SD3 because you know your computer's not working it very well or anything, it works with SDXL and 1.5. So like if you can run Olama and you can play around with it, I definitely try it. And I'm just using the instruct. Oh crap, where'd it go? Um, okay, wait. I'm just using this model right here, the Llama 3B Instruct Q8. And I did that because I was watching, I think it was one of the Olama people. No, it was the Anything LLM. I was watching one of his videos. That's a great program right there. Here, I'll bring that up real quick. Uh, I was watching one of his videos, and he said that he had a graphics card that was as much VRAM as I did, and he explained why he was using it, and because you know it'll interpret everything better. So that's what I did. I was like, well, if it's running good for him, and he looks like a smart person, I'll just run it myself, and I'll do that. Uh, I've heard that they're like this. This is a really good program if you have Olama. Anything LLM. I've been mainly using this and in my Obsidian folder, or my Obsidian note taker. I've been using it in that, but this mainly. This is really good. But look up anything LLM. They're a great company. Or well, I don't know about the company, but they have a great little interface here. Uh, but that's why I'm using the Instruct 3B llama thing. Yeah, I'm gonna just call it the llama thing. That's why I used that one. But anyways, you guys have a good night. Remember, or a good day, whatever. And remember, go out and be nice to somebody, man. This world's really becoming really just crap. So go out, be nice to people. All right, have a good day. Bye bye.